Welcome, guys, to online Bullpen. And like we all know, we have about 5 minutes to make our pitch. And just want to introduce our judges for today. We have Ethan with us. Hi, Ethan. And Ethan is also a teacher, and he's done his double degree in education, primary education, psychology, and Ascend Now, like he calls it, his baby. He's the first employee ever of Ascend Now. So goes way back, and someone to learn entrepreneurial skills from because he's seen it in and out. He knows how this works, the highs and lows, the waiting, the peaks, all of it. So thank you for being with us, Ethan, today and taking time out on a Saturday morning. And yes, looking forward to your input. We also have Stephen with us today, and Stephen's an associate director and a business HR partner at Crystal Limited, and he looks over about 1,500 people and has to, look at their employee communication, engagement, and all of that, just making sure people are happy. And thank you for being with us today, and we're really looking forward to your input as well. Hey, Reeve.
Hi, sorry, I was joining the Google, so I was just waiting there, but no one inside. So I was just lucky that you just emailed me.
No worries. Thank you so much.
No
Thank
worries.
you for being part, and want to quickly introduce Reeve to all of us. Reeve co-founded I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm going to call it the GoGox. Is that right?
GoGoX. Yes, a
GoGoX.
GoGoX.
Okay, in 2013. So, wow, it's about 11 years now. So, really looking forward to your input because you know how it is to actually start a business and what it takes to get there. And we really want to celebrate because we have Reeve, who's also a 30 under 30 with the Forbes, and it's a privilege for us to have you with us here, Reeve. Really looking forward to your input. Great. So without any further delay, guys, let's get started. If the first team is ready, I'm just going to call out. Okay, Gaia and Dahlia, okay. Dahlia, if you could accept it as we'll have to accept it as, okay. She has? Perfect. Great. Hey, girls.
Hi, how are you?
How are you feeling, Gaia?
I'm good.
Hi, Dahlia.
All the best,
Hello.
Gaia and Dahlia.
All the best. Over to you. Go ahead.
Do we present it should I share my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll share my screen. Okay, so hi everyone. We are Archive. So I'm Gaia from Hong Kong.
And I'm Dahlia from Beijing.
So there's 97 million tons of waste annually in fashion. At what cost?
The problem is that every industry has aspects of their products being unsustainable, and they can't avoid it. A lot of aspiring creators can only dream to have their idea presented to a website. Many people desire to own products that are unique, which is one and only. However, all brands have a stock of something or they created something similar to their idea. Archive is different. So our solution is that we created a website where people from young to old can browse for products to give a different flair. Our products range from houseware to clothing to accessories to decorations. The twist is, once the product is bought, there will be no second version, no stock behind it, one and only. Peter Drucker once said, "The best way to predict the future is to create it," and that's what Archive is following.
So the target market would be teenagers, young adults adopting into solo living, and collectors. Yes.
This is our prototype, the physical item. Hold on.
So that was an ad, like an example of what our products would be. And on the right here, these are some sketches that I made that could also be products from archive. Oh, and this is like the website draft. Also the video is a bit sped up, so my voice sounds a bit weird.
Sorry, Gaia, are we meant to be hearing your voice in the video? I apologize.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
the voice in
can't
the video.
hear it.
We
Oh, you
can't hear.
can't?
Do you mind
Oh.
walking us through it as the video goes through? Would that be okay?
Oh, okay, yeah. So okay, then I'll just explain. So this is like the landing page, and then it's just like these are some photos of like a basic of what we sell. It's like the basic website. And then over here is like the shop. Basically, there's a timer here. When the timer reaches 0, it basically like the products are then up for sale. So it's like a first come, first served basis. And then yeah, so at the bottom, this is like how it would look like. There's only like 4 products here, but obviously there would be more products. This is just like an example of how it would look like. And then there's like past designs to let people know like what they can expect. And these are like a page of what like a past designs would look like. And then further on is just like the basics like about us, and then some reviews, some frequently asked questions, contact us, the cart, and the sign in, and then basically that's the website. So the value proposition is when the item in archive is bought, there won't be a second version of it, and then this means like the products are unique, and our goal is to like sell like trendy items and also be trendsetters.
So we created a concept of 3Ds for archive strategy. The first one is deals, where encourage consumers to buy more, which will create a reward system to boost consumer confidence and strengthen the consumer relationships, which means coupons, gifts, and memberships. Second is discounts. When the consumer reaches an amount of items to purchase at one go, archive will discount the final price. And then last but not least, diversity, where each package delivered to a customer will be personalized. We will include the customer's name plus letter to be more inclusive. And this is a model letter for how it would look like when we send the package.
So for cost, the product, depending on the material and like the item, will range from 100 to 10,000 Hong Kong dollars. And for shipping, it will be covered by the customers, and we will also remind the customers about this. For website, the maintenance will be around 1,000 plus Hong Kong dollars per month, since there's a lot of like aspects of a website. And then for price, I'm not sure why these images are loading, but for prices, the prices will vary from 200 to 10,000 Hong Kong dollars, and the prices will be based off of materials used, time spent making, and the profit margins. And for profit margins, the goal is like around 20% plus.
And what we want to get through, because we know that this is more of expensive side, first to the customers as handmade, and these are creators using their own time and money to create these. So these are going to the finest quality. Second is material. We ask for the highest material. We don't want something. We go for quality over quantity. And third and fourth is design and originality. Each product is different and unique. So you want to make sure that those are recognized as special and not just one part of a line.
Thank you. Any questions?
Any questions?
Thanks, girls. That was really inspiring, and it's actually a concern. So thank you for making and looking at it as a business opportunity. We're just going to have a quick round of questions from the judges. Stephen, can we start with you?
Yeah. So thanks, guys, for presenting, and I think like the detailing that you all have put in over there, and good to see that you all have a prototype, etc. So I think one question that I really had was, I think you all spoke about one and only, and then I think you also spoke about customized, right? Or the diversity in packaging, etc. So obviously, this will reduce the opportunities of economies of scale that you would have. So how would you kind of manage your pricing if it's a one and only item, and you don't have templates that you can reuse? So how do you kind of plan to manage your costs given that it's a one and only product?
So since the product is like one and only, it will like cost more to make it, since it's like it costs less to mass produce items.
Yeah.
So then we will also make the prices like a bit higher to cover the cost of making the item in the first place. And since like we need like a profit margin, so we have like a nice cushion if we don't like sell very well. So the profit margin that I put was like 20% plus, which I think is like reasonable in the fashion industry. And then yeah.
Fair. So I think probably you need to just think through the commercials, because I think one thing that you mentioned was, I think you said the products are 100 HKD to 10,000 HKD. So I'm just thinking 1,000 or 100 HKD product. If you have a one and only product, then what's the kind of cost of producing that? And what's the real value of that product such that somebody would want to kind of buy it? So can you give me a sense of the cost of some of the different products that you would have? I think that will kind of help me understand the ranges and how you plan to manage the commercials, because your idea is great, but I just want to see how you're managing the commercial piece.
So each product is differently created by different materials, and it range from A to Z. So it could be clothes, or it could be lamps, or it could be like building blocks. So it depends and varies on what quality it is, what material is used, how long it was produced by. So for example, a belt would probably be more cheaper. It might be around 100 to 150 HKD. But let's say, for example, there's a table and an artist had created a table. It would obviously range higher since there's a larger mass of area and surface area. So we need to consider those aspects. So it will probably range from higher. And we'll include this information in the website to make sure the consumers know what they're buying into and not think that we're ripping them off for some like fake product.
Fair. Thanks for that response, guys.
Great. Thank you. Reeve, any questions for the girls?
I just want to clarify, is your brand consider yourself as a designer brand, or you are being a platform working with different designer to deliver the products?
So we are a designer brand. We're giving a platform for aspiring creators to promote their product, and from us they can build onto their own. So not only that we have like self-made, we can also like promote other artists from our platform so they can create their own line of clothing later when they build a name or like a reputation around them.
So that means you have both sides.
Yeah.
Okay. So for you to promote the brand, or is there something outside? I mean, other maybe existing companies are doing the same thing? Or any brands are doing the same? Yeah.
I did like some research. I haven't found like any big companies that do like a one item only. Like some of them are like I found like some brands that are somewhat similar, where they sell like items that like may like each are like hand printed or something, so they're like slightly different from the rest, but they also like mass produce their items. So as of now, I wouldn't say there was a lot of companies who are following like the exact same procedures and ideas that we are doing.
Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Great, thanks. Ethan, any questions? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, can I just check if there's other people putting stuff on your platform, and obviously they're going to want to make a profit on what they're doing as well. I was just wondering, how does it work? Okay, first off, let me start again. If you've got places like Amazon Handmade and Etsy, how are you guys going to get people to come and put their stuff on yours as opposed to put it on those platforms?
For Amazon and Etsy, most of the artists there are like, at least they have like a name for them, because Amazon won't let like a random nobody to get onto their store just to promote like random products. So our point is the artists that have no name and they just came from scratch and they just want a place to promote their places, we could be like a easier, more less strict version of Amazon and Etsy. And because we also promote our own products, this will give the artists more space, since there's no regulation on what they have to do and what they can't do. There's like their own space to create, and we will take profit like 20% to 30% of their income to make sure that we also get our money back for giving them a space to promote.
Okay. So they'll get a percentage of whatever the profits are in that sense,
Yeah.
from the thing. Okay, cool. Can I also just check, how large do you think your target market is? I know you mentioned teenagers, young adults, that sort of thing. Like, how large is the target market, and what sort of, I mean, this is a secondary question, but how far do you think you can penetrate into that market? Like, what percentage of that market do you think you can get?
So I think we can like utilize like social media platforms, for example, like TikTok or Instagram, since there's lots of like influencers, and being an influencer, they want to like make themselves like look more like unique, and also get some things that maybe like other people don't have. So I think because of that, it will be slightly easier to penetrate the market. And for percent, I'm not really sure, since well, since our archive will like be like slightly on the like more pricier side due to the fact that it's like unique, so it might but I think it will penetrate like the market pretty well, because it's unique
Very cool. Thank you.
and
Sounds
people
like
like
you
unique
guys are.
stuff.
Also, I apologize. Sounds like you guys are looking at affiliate marketing as well. Maybe just one of the things, and I know we don't have time to ask any more questions, but one of the things that just going forward to think about is there a budget for your marketing as well, when you go out and you actually start doing that sort of thing? Because yes, it's great to put it on social media and all that, but I mean, you guys know social media better than me. I'm sure it's actually more difficult to grow quickly and to get following than would be expected. So there might be some money that you need to put into that. Anyway, well done. Appreciate it. Thank you, girls.
Thanks, girls. Well
Thank
done.
you.
All right.
Thank you.
Now our next participant, homeless, Urvashi.
Hi. Okay,
Hi,
share
how
my
are
screen.
you? All the best.
All right.
Urvashi, over to you.
All the best, Urvashi.
You. Oh, sorry. 1 second.
We need to make it count. The thrift one now
Right.
to the homeless square. By the way, guys,
Is
I
my
mean,
screen
I just
visible?
want to share that Urvashi has already built a really good brand. And that's her second sort of startup now. So all the best, Urvashi.
Wow.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
All right. So this is the idea that my partner Elise, who isn't here today, and I have created. It's called Homeless Squared, and our tagline is "Every space matters, every person counts." That's just a picture of me. Elise forgot to put hers up. But yeah. So the problems that homeless is trying to solve is that in the United States, there's a rapidly growing homeless population containing around 653,000 individuals as of 2023. Reports from the National Institute of Health state that these homeless shelters are overcrowded and under-resourced, and the United States has approximately 15.1 million vacant homes, which is 10.5% of the country's total housing inventory. This is largely due to seasonal housing, which there are 4.3 million units of this moment. Seasonal housing is housing that many families may purchase, which they only really visit during the summer or winter vacation months, and throughout the year remain empty and are difficult to rent out to other people as there aren't many people in the area. So this is a picture of a homeless shelter in LA, which is known to be one of the most crowded homeless shelters in the United States. So Homeless's proposed solution to this problem is to create a platform that connects individuals with vacant housing to homeless individuals looking for accommodations. This will result in fewer crowds in shelters and more accommodations. So because of this, our target market would be homeless people and homeless shelters, which we hope to tie up with, and people with empty homes, preferably seasonal homes. So our number one competitor would be Airbnb's open homes platform. In this platform, individuals can offer homes to refugees, homeless people, and victims of natural disasters for free. Airbnb partners with nonprofit organizations and resettlement agencies to facilitate on-the-ground support, including assessing the needs and eligibility of potential guests. However, there are values that we propose that Airbnb doesn't yet have. So our number one value would be selection. Homeless people will be able to view homes in their area and find a place on the spot. Currently, no platform exists that provides a direct intake process for individuals in need of emergency assistance. Additionally, homeless people will be able to have a larger variety of housing to select from, so they can view the best housing needs for them and their families. There'll be now more use for housing. People will be able to save money as they won't have to pay for companies to care for and maintain their houses throughout the year, as there will be people living in them who can take care of their homes while they are away. They may not initially make money, but they will be saving a lot of money throughout the year and doing a lot of good for their community. Finally, there will be more funds in homeless shelters. Homeless shelters will have more funds to delegate towards food, clothing, and job fairs for homeless people. They'll have more money to provide resource and shelter for the homeless in vacation months when the homes will once again be utilized by their owners. So this is a prototype of the app that we hope to develop. So this first slide over here would be the login screen where you can browse homes or list your home. So this would be what someone who is browsing homes would see. They can filter what they're looking for by the house size, the maintenance level, the school district, or any other resource they might be looking for in their potential homes. So currently it is filtered by the amount of maintenance they will need to be doing for each house, which is what the person who is listing their house would be like their main benefit, someone to take care of their house. Over here, if they click on a house, they can see the reviews previous people have from staying in their house. They can see the location, the amount of daily upkeep, and any features. This last slide over here would be what someone who is uploading their home would be seeing. As you can see, it's like a very easy interface to work with. You simply just upload your photos and add the details of your home, and it's just a very simple app to work with. So this is our business model canvas. I'm not going to go through all of this because I've explained most of it, but essentially our key partners would be the homeless shelters and our government funding. And for this, and our cost structure is that for this project to work, we need to first acquire funding to build our website and funding to run it for a few months. Then we need to market that site so that we can get customers and tie up with government shelters and organizations. Our main revenue stream would be to get money from homeless shelters when they refer customers to our app. So whenever they refer a homeless person to our app, we get a small percentage of the homeless shelter's funding. And although this seems like although this seems like kind of bad to say, but like it would actually be better for the homeless shelter in the long run, as they will be spending less money on housing the homeless people in their shelters, because they'll be referring more people to our site. Additionally, we'll also be generating a profit from a one-time $1 fee to use our app. And this is a very small fee that someone has to pay. So it's not going to be an absurdly large amount, but the money will add up for our company, and we'll be able to just simply run our website and continue with our company. So the cost and revenue of developing the site would be about $16,000 to $32,000. US app development hourly rates currently have around $50 an hour for an app with a basic to medium user interface. However, we could lower this price by either developing the app ourselves, because I do have an app building background, or by developing the app in countries where it could be cheaper, which like India would be an example of that. So the cost of running the site would be we would need $1,000 to $2,500 monthly to maintain the site. And also most PR marketing agencies require $200 hourly to market our site, which we will need initially because we are competing with Airbnb. And I mentioned that our profit will be a percentage fee from homeless shelters and a $1 profit from every user who uses our app. So essentially, our main profit generation for site upkeep is with our ties to homeless shelters, but all profits are used to keep the site up and running, so we will not need that much money monthly. Additionally, to start our app and to develop it, we'll be looking for government funding and grants. As we are assisting the homeless population, we qualify for many of these grants, and we can also apply for CSR government funding 3 years into running our business. CSR government funding is company social responsibility, and which we will be eligible to apply for 3 years into our business. Once this is established, most of our funding for our site will be covered by CSR funds, and our company will generate a larger profit margin. So please take action. The homeless people need your help. Thank you. We are now open to any questions.
That was phenomenal. Thanks, Urvashi. And I know how you just made this happen overnight, and just brilliant, a brilliant amount of research. Well done. Reeve, we'll start with you. Any questions?
So just on the clarify on the revenue model. So it's you collect money, let's say $1 lifetime free, for example, right? From whoever refer, and then any other, like, are you collecting any revenue from the homeowners, or they just like, let's say they're home on your website for free, and then you just kind of like do it for free to line up with the like shelters or some other government department, for example, right?
Right. So we would be getting a lot of our money from the government because we are working with homeless people. They once we apply for CSR funding, we do get like a monthly amount of money, but that won't be until like 3 years into our business, and that will be mainly used to run our business. Additionally, with homeowners, yeah, I think we will be charging them a monthly $1 fee, but it's for the homeless people, as they don't have a lot of money to spend on the app, so it'll be just a one-time $1 fee. Additionally, we will be tying up with like homeless shelters. So when they refer someone to our app, we get a percentage of their funding. Because we're allowing them to have more space, which in the long run is better for them, because it means they have more funding to delegate towards other tasks homeless people need, such as food, job fairs, clothes, and other things like that.
Okay, so another question is for the homeowners, right? So since they are kind of like renting out for really, I assume it's a really cheap price or close to none. And then also I see that you are expecting maybe the homeless people maybe helping them to run the house so that it keeps a whole running or whatever.
Yes.
The cost of or something breaks, they fix it, I guess, something like that, right? How do you think the market will respond to that?
So I would say that if that is like our ultimate concern, I would say Airbnb has a very similar platform, and like the difference between our platform and Airbnb's is that Airbnb, the people are like offering their homes for like little to no money at all, and for our website, we are like, we're offering like there will be people to help them take care of their homes, as the homes will be empty anyway. So because like the main concern is that the reason these seasonal housings are often empty in the months, and like the majority of these months, is because nobody's renting them out, because everybody's like at work or at school. So it's essentially like we're offering them a market where, one, they can do good for their community, and then two, they'll still be able to generate some income, because otherwise the homes would be primarily empty because there's no one really to rent them out at the time.
Okay, got it. That's it. By the way, a really good presentation.
Thank you.
Great, thanks. Ethan?
I really echo Reeve here. The presentation was very, very good, very comprehensive. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I was just wondering, do you think, and I guess this is just more of a, maybe gets a little bit more philosophical in terms of what we're thinking here, but is providing homes to the homeless the way to fix the homelessness problem, or do you think there are other things that can be done?
Definitely not. There's definitely more things that can come. I actually, and like, I know that my other business was mentioned, and in that we do also work with homeless people, and our number one priority is actually creating more jobs for homeless people. So I know that providing shelter isn't their number one priority. I will say that homeless shelters, they are trying to create job fairs. They are trying to provide food, and they basically need more money for this. However, the reason they're not able to delegate their funds to those tasks is because they have so many homeless people and such a small funding that they have to like focus all their money towards providing a shelter for these people. So I think with our company, if we're able to provide other methods of giving homeless people shelter, the homeless shelters will actually have more money to be able to create job fairs and help these people with the other things they're looking for. So while our company, yes, we're not the ones creating jobs for them. However, solving one of their problems allows for these other agencies to solve more of them.
Okay, nice, very cool. And I was just wondering, I think we've touched on this a little bit, but how are you going to protect both parties in terms of, the homeowners for
Yes.
those homeless folk who are going in, and how do you sort of protect that their place is going to be protected, and how do you protect the homeless people if the homeowners sort of come after them other ways or take advantage of them in certain ways?
Okay. I think that's a good question. So I know that with Airbnb, they what they do is that they like, because they partner with NGOs, they like have a background check on all these homeless people. So because we're partnering with homeless shelters, I imagine that like while we are trying, one way we're trying to differentiate ourselves is being able to provide on the ground care, but I imagine I mean, we definitely need to do some more research into this. But I think that we would try to get a background check on the homeless shelters, especially because we're tying up with them. So it would be kind of like, yeah, I'd have to get back to you on that, but I think we'd have to communicate with the shelters we're working with.
No worries. That's the clarity of thought is very good there. So I appreciate your answer as well. Either way, that's it from me for the moment, Ruchi.
Thank you.
So I think Urvashi, great ideation over here. Definitely a latent need that you've been able to kind of identify. I just had one question, which you talked about the homeless people going on to an app. So have we kind of done any research in terms of how much access they have to technology? And if you're saying an app, the assumption is that mobile phones, etc., are easily available, data is available to them. So have we kind of done a check-in on their access to technology?
I have. So I feel like, especially in today's day and age, technology is quite accessible to anyone. There are a lot of public libraries, especially in the United States, it's very popular there, where a lot of technology is available. So they would definitely be able to find that there, especially with homeless shelters, because we are tying up with them. Homeless shelters are able to refer them. They can make the bookings and the reservations, everything for them, when they like log in with that. So I don't know, I don't think the number one like concern would be their accessibility, because I think that would be very possible if our app was something they were interested in.
Okay, so I think along with the app, probably you'll have to look at a website
Yeah,
accessibility.
for sure.
So I think that's one thing that I had as a comment. The other thing I was just thinking now, if this is somebody's second home and it's also available on Airbnb, essentially it might not be for long spans of time that the house might be available, right? So it might be available for a week and then not available for a few days and then available again. So how do you plan to kind of manage the logistics around the home availability itself?
Yeah, so this was something else that we were planning to like communicate with homeless shelters that we tie up with. So as we know, like there tends to be months where these homes aren't rented out, and then they'll be rented up for like fall break, spring break, summer break, and winter break, to name a few. But like other than those, because homeless shelters will now have more funds to delegate, there will be there like for the times where these homes are rented out to like other parties, or like are being used by their owners, the homeless shelters at like by that point should be able to I mean they'll have, because they'll be saving more of their funding throughout the year, they should have some more funding set aside where they'll be able to take in some more people when that happens.
Sure. So my question is a little different, Urvashi. So basically, I'm saying that the assumption is during the non-seasonal months that the house is completely available, right? But there is a possibility that even in non-seasonal, the house might be booked or used by the house owner. So it's possible that the homeless person also is in a house for a few days, then needs to move out, move to another house, or move back to the shelter. Would they also be comfortable with this kind of a moving situation for themselves?
Okay, well, I think, yeah, that's definitely something we'd have to think more about and work with logistically. I think that maybe on our app or our website, whatever we develop, we would have the homeowners specify how long they plan to have this house available for, so that homeless people can prepare ahead of time. Additionally, because there are so many like available housing open in the United States, the hope is that because they'd be able to pre-plan this, they would be able to have like another accommodation available in time by the time they have to move if they need to.
I think the last thing is, I think I would agree with Ethan's sentiment also in terms of the homeowner's own comfort with this arrangement. So have you had any kind of discussions with homeowners on whether they are comfortable with this kind of situation, or any trial runs that you have kind of done so far?
We haven't yet, but we do plan to. Additionally, yeah, now coming to think of that, I think we will like try to do more of a background check. And like there will definitely have to be like more logistics in place towards that. But I do think it's something that we could accomplish.
So thanks, Urvashi. I think great job, and do take this to execution.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Urvashi. That was really, really nice and really inspired as well. John and Sean, I'm saying, Sean and Josh, you're up next.
Josh and Sian, guys, goal quest. Trust me, it's going to be one of the best. So all the best, guys. It really helped me set my goals throughout our YPO lessons. They used to tell me, okay, this is what we're going to do now. So Josh and Sian, good to go.
Hi everyone. I'll be sharing my screen.
Yes. All the best, boys.
Hang on, give me a second. My camera's not working.
Oh yeah. Hey Josh, what's up?
Sean, I don't think I finished the prototype.
Josh, wait, what? That was really important. How did you forget? Haven't you been using Goal Quest?
Goal Quest? What's that?
Well, it's the new student-friendly app that helps people accomplish their goals effectively. The one that you were supposed to work on?
Oh yeah. The situation may be familiar to many of you. Forgetting major tasks, questionable time management, and even lack of motivation.
Well, with GoQuest, say goodbye to unfinished tasks, unachieved goals, and unfulfilled resolutions.
And say hello to a more productive future with your new personal pocket-sized secretary. I'm Josh. This is my partner, Sean.
And today, we're here to introduce you to GoalQuest.
Hey, Sean, how many people give up on their New Year's resolutions?
Well, actually, more than 92% of people fail by the end of January.
But don't they know that even the great Aristotle believed that, quote, good habits formed at a young age make all the difference?
That's right. There's even scientific research to this day showing the impact of fostering good habits at a young age. That's why we're here, to enable the young to learn the life-changing goal-setting skills and discipline that schools don't teach.
Our solution? GoalQuest, your personal pocket-sized secretary. By students for students, GoalQuest is a mobile app with a student-friendly interface that makes setting and achieving goals easy. We guide students through breaking down big goals into smaller, more achievable steps. Subsequently, most of our marketing will be focused on appealing to schools and teenagers.
With regular notifications that users can personalize, users can achieve their personal goals in an efficient and timely manner.
Partnering with freelance agencies like Fiverr will allow us to provide high-quality mentorship to our subscribers so that they are given accountability for their goals.
We are placing another focus on partnering with schools to provide bulk subscriptions at a discounted rate. These partnerships will be incentivized by charity donations by GoalQuest, so you can achieve your goals while making a real-world impact. What we mean by that is a special reward system built into the app for school-wide charity events. Every time a student participating in an event completes a day worth of goals, a certain amount of money is added to the pool.
The student body works together to reach a certain amount of goals completed in a certain time. At the end of that time, if this goal count is met, a portion of our profits will be donated under the school's name.
By letting the students know that even the smallest bit of contribution can be life-changing for others, and exposing them to the power they hold can be humongous to the development of one's confidence and worldview. Upon entering GoalQuest, users are greeted with a comprehensive, easy-to-understand home user interface. Here, you will be able to view the status of your goals as well as mark them as completed.
Pressing the target icon will bring you to a page displaying all your statistics, such as total goals completed, money donated, and stats. To set a new goal, simply press the plus icon, and you will be taken to a screen that allows you to create a specific, quantitative, and time-bound goal. To see how your friends are doing, the leaderboard button brings you to a ranking based on points that are awarded by completing a goal. Daily, weekly, and monthly goals all give out different amounts of points.
And finally, the Account Center shows you your current plan info, as well as menus for settings, personal information, security, and more. Here are our main competitors. From left to right, we have Habit Tracker, Strides, and Productive.
First of all, Habit Tracker is quite different from GoalQuest, as it focuses more on building daily habits like drinking water or meditating instead of accomplishing goals.
Next, Strides share the most similarities with GoalQuest. It is an app centered around setting goals, although it also sells itself as a daily planner. However, as with Habit Tracker, it still focuses mainly on building consistent habits and is also seemingly marketed towards an older audience.
Finally, our last competitor is Productive. The issue with this app is that, again, this app seems to be focused more on building habits rather than achieving goals.
With all three of these competitors, none of them have anything similar to our charity feature and are all mainly targeted towards an older demographic. This leaves us a lot of room to enter a target market based around younger people and schools.
On this topic, our ideal customer is somewhere between the ages of 10 to 30 years old. We're looking for ambitious individuals who want self-improvement, yet don't have a system to work with. This is our business model. Our key partners will be app development agencies, schools, charities, and freelance agencies. We aim to provide our users with helpful resources such as mentor and tutor support, regular motivational notifications, and of course, accountability with their goals through goal streaks. Our cost to operate will consist of payments to Apple to keep our app on the App Store, regular payments to testing agencies whenever a new update is released, and advertising fees.
We are mainly marketed towards ambitious people anywhere around the world. Our revenue will mainly come from subscriptions, with other profits coming from ads and possibly a Kickstarter campaign.
Here at GoalQuest, we provide users with a freemium service. This means that users get to use a free but limited version of the app. This incentivizes users as they navigate the app to purchase a subscription in order to unlock all the premium features. These incentives include a higher maximum goal count, premium-only events, and of course, an ad-free experience.
Speaking of ads, we intend to only show banner ads that don't actually affect the actual usage of GoalQuest. Although this will lower potential profit, we believe that it is a worthwhile sacrifice, as this improves our user experience, further incentivizing basic users to stay with GoalQuest and consider a subscription in the future.
On this note, we all love free trials, which is why every user will be provided with a free 1-month premium trial of GoalQuest, so that all our customers are able to experience all that we have to offer, regardless of their financial situation.
And finally, we intend to partner with many schools, providing a large amount of subscriptions at a highly discounted rate. This will bring in a large amount of revenue at once and also improve publicity through mentions in school newsletters.
We offer a total of 3 different subscription plans. First, you have a monthly plan, which will cost users $15 United States dollars every month, but for schools, we offer a discounted price of $10 a month.
Onto our next plan, we have a biannual subscription that will cost $10 a month with an upfront payment of $60. For our partners, we drop this price to $42.
Finally, our yearly option offers the best value, coming in at just $7 a month, renewing yearly at $84. Patrons' prices are further discounted, only costing $5 every month, totaling to $60 annually.
Our first steps moving forward will be the initial app development, where we will work closely with an app development agency, or ideally a YPOer in this field, in order to transform our prototype into reality. As the main focus of your investment, this will cost around $30,000 to $35,000.
Next, we will begin our marketing campaign, looking for more schools to partner with, launching a Kickstarter program, and of course, social media advertising. We estimate that this will cost $2,000 to $4,000, but this price may vary due to social media charging per view.
While this is happening, we will begin beta testing with both a professional app testing agency as well as launching GoQuest on TestFlight, an app testing platform made by Apple. We will be investing $2,500 to $3,500 in this process, with an additional $99 every year in order to keep GoQuest on the App Store.
Now onto our offer. We are seeking a $40,000 investment for a 25% equity stake in GoalQuest.
This investment will go towards the step outlined in our business roadmap, as well as further improvements to GoQuest.
We're willing to increase the percentage of stake that we give out in GoalQuest. We believe that a minimum of $40,000 is needed to make this app properly professional and to give users a good experience. We're extremely thankful for your time and consideration. We hope to see you again in Hong Kong.
Now, we would love to answer any further questions or inquiries.
Hey, thank you, boys. That was really, really nice. And I really need this for myself personally. People who I'm working with know that I'm really struggling. So Thank you. And I'll be one of your first subscribers. But yeah, over to you, judges. Stephen, can we start with you?
So I think great presentation, guys. I think love the detailing over there as well. Um, I just wanted to kind of understand for yourselves, being that typically maybe you would be your own target population, right? So can you tell me a little bit more about how you think this will help to better your own lives?
So I think a lot of the things that teenagers struggle with, especially like kind of like relating to schoolwork, is time management, and also like having a clear goal in mind of what to accomplish at a set time. Now, I think that this app is generally tailored to help people find a good goal that's both time bound, specific, and quantitative, so that they're able to, like have a goal that they're able to work to, rather than just some abstract idea that's in their mind and not written out on paper or on our app.
Right. Adding on to that, there's things such as like there's a lot of systems and books written towards goal setting and how to do it efficiently. And as we mentioned earlier, a lot of like teenagers don't have access to these resources, and like they don't have like an actual system that helps them achieve their goals. So they're not very exposed to the system that helps them get to where they want to be. And so that's where we come in.
Sure. And when you spoke about the banner ads, etc., what kind of partnerships do you have in mind over there? Because I would assume that you'll have to kind of do marketing not only for your end users, but also kind of to be able to bring in those folks who want to advertise with you. So have you thought about what kind of partnerships you would want to build?
So of course, with us being a goal setting app, we'll try to generally go with apps that promote productivity instead of like games and stuff. And basically, yeah, we'll go for apps that, have like a promotion to a work ethic and self-improvement, like for example, daily planners or calendars, stuff like that.
Okay, sure. So I think just think through that, because maybe some of those that you talked about might end up actually being your competition, right? In terms of
Yeah.
a tracker or a calendar, etc. Yeah, so I think just kind of think through that, because my sense is that's going to be a key revenue driver for you. Not so much your subscriptions, but the ads are going to what is going to kind of make or break your commercial. So just think through that.
Right. There's been a trend of like self-improvement, and especially with like apps like Duolingo that teach students how to learn a language, right? They have these ads that promote themselves and promote their own premium features, and so that's something that we might be considering as well. Yeah.
Thank you for your
Thank
questions.
you for your feedback.
Great, thanks. Reeve, any questions?
Yeah, I actually have two. Are you paying the mentorship? Because I see mentors are actually one of the key components of your app or business model. So because I don't see any cost structure on it, so maybe you guys can explain a little bit.
Yeah, so this is intended for like a later release. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to partner with freelancing services like Fiverr or just freelancers in general. And we're going to either give them a cut of their like mentor subscriptions. For example, if one mentor has like 5 people who he's working with or she's working with, he'll get like say a 25% cut of the profit that we make from the subscriptions. And with the agencies, that's just going to be a set amount that will be negotiated once we get to that stage.
Okay, that's clear. So second, I think it's similar what Stephen asked before. I think is other than those 3 competitors that you have already mentioned, I think there are tons of other goal setting app, or even like as simple as money.com, right? You can simply type your goals and then whatever, keep the progress, and then they show you the progress, right? Or whether they keep reminding you, right? Understand you guys have a little bit more features than what they can provide, but what other I think is no matter it's like app features or other value proposition that you think you can provide or in a medium to long term so that you can compete with like those other apps that will be maybe or going to the same direction as you guys.
Right. So a big part of our app is giving that exposure for students. And so a big part is working with schools and having that school-wide charity event that we were talking about. So not only does it kind of foster responsibility, but basically incorporates that into their young education. And so as in Japan, right, they have this culture of not wasting. There's a phrase called mottainai, which basically means, oh, let's not waste when we eat or when we recycle. So their entire culture, we can see that their waste management is way better than any other country in the world. And so we want to kind of develop that idea and that community of kind of like a cultural idea for our app. And so basically kind of have to have this world view of like social consciousness and having that responsibility built into it. Yep. And Josh, you can add on.
And also, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but there's this app called Sweatcoin. It's basically, it pays you a cryptocurrency every time you walk. And we're thinking of doing a similar idea with something called Goldcoin, which was on the value proposition, if you noticed. And basically how it works is users will get a specific amount of, Goldcoin after every goal is completed. And pretty much what you can do with it is you can buy like free subscriptions to different services or discount codes. And also you could donate that to charity. And how the charity thing works is we convert that gold coin into real money and we donate it. And also you could join giveaways that we might do once we have enough users.
Okay, great. By the way, really great idea. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you for your questions.
Yes, absolutely. Look, just echoing everyone else. Well done. It's definitely something that's a necessity. One of the key things that your app looks like to keep people on the app is a point scoring system as well, if I'm not incorrect. There, can I just ask, how are you going to regulate goals? Just in terms of someone could literally just go for a walk, and then quantity could be like 50 meters, and they could do like that like 50 times a day and be at top of a points shot. How does that work in terms of people, I don't know, gaming the system and ruining that sort of competitive edge to goal setting that you're trying to use?
So first
Right.
of all, so with the goal setting, right? The only person you harm when you do that kind of like cheating is yourself, right? The only reason you would set goals is for you to improve upon your weaknesses. And we believe that our users, we're targeted towards a market where users want to genuinely improve themselves. And therefore, they're not going to be inclined to, cheat on their goals and stuff. Now, with our goal system, we're thinking about implementing AI to, kind of regulate the goals. For example, if you say walk 50 meters or, drink a sip of water, like we're not going to give points for that. And also we can use, when we're still a small company, we can use human viewing and we can see, oh, how has this person been completing all his goals in like 2 hours or like an hour, right? And then with that regulation, we'll be able to, kind of regulate if people are cheating. And also with the cryptocurrency thing, we'll be pretty much, we might require a photo or some kind of proof of someone doing it.
Right.
Very interesting answer. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Sorry, Sean.
No, we aim to like have like a community of people, and so we can have like different categories of different goals, right? And so some might be for like fitness, physical wellness, right? That might be a community and a category that people can join. And obviously you'll have goals related to that, and you can enter competitions or rankings towards that. And some other might be like education wise, focusing on studying. And so different communities that basically kind of help regulate each other, give tips to each other, and improve each other. Right.
Beautiful. Okay, two questions. I'm not going to ask you to answer them because I know. Sorry, Ruchi. I know I'm running it over. I apologize. I'd love for you. You mentioned that there's a trend of self-improvement. I'd love to, if you make it through, I'd love to see the statistics behind that. How much has that trend sort of been recognized in that sense, and therefore how many people are looking at it? Second, Josh, I know you said that you're aiming for people who definitely want to set goals, but you've proven as well in your first slide that 92% of people lose that motivation within the first month of things anyway. So just have a think about that one as well. Third one is, I know you've talked about how much it's going to cost to make the app. How many subscriptions and how long would it take you? Okay, forget how many subscriptions, but how long would it take you to make all that money back from the first initial creation? So what's your target for maybe your first 6 months? You're aiming at I don't know 20 people subscribing to you on a basis, and you can make that much money. How long will it take you to make all that money back as well? Yes. Overall, great presentation. Really loved it. Just think about those two things if we see you in the next round as well.
Great.
Yep. Thank you very much.
I just want to add one more thing. I've had the Habit app on my phone for the longest time, and it's just been there. Okay, so I think we really need to look at how we have stickiness for the users to your app. So think about that.
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Great.
Thanks for all your time.
Thank you guys so much.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Great presentation. Jaden and Miriam, will are up next.
Come on, Jaden and Ariel. We need to reuse, refuse, and upcycle. So again, one of the most unique ideas. So all the best, guys. Do well.
Ariel, if you could just accept it. Yeah, okay. Thanks. All right, all the best, guys. Over to you.
Wait. What? Hello? Is Ariel there?
Hello.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to share my screen if I figure out how to.
I got it.
Okay.
Wait. Does that work? Can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, my name is Jaden, and this is oh. Oh, hi, my name is Jaden. I'm one of the co-founders of Ethiclean. I'm a 14-year-old based at Taipei American School, and I currently live in Taipei.
My name is Ariel. I'm also a co-founder of Ethically, and I'm 17 years old. I'm currently based in Guangzhou. I'm a DP business HL student. And yeah. So what is Ethiclean? So the goal of Ethiclean when creating this was the idea that when you go to a hotel, usually there are bars of soap left over at the hotel. You know, if you notice, there's a repeating pattern of you go to a hotel, there's always a new bar of soap in the hotel. So in the end, you have to think, where does that bar of soap go? Usually, most hotels, they throw it away. So now looking at our vision statement, our vision is to create a sustainable future by reducing waste and promoting hygiene through the recycling of hotel soaps into new reusable soaps. And our mission statement is to collect discarded hotel soaps, sanitize and process them into new soap bars, and distribute them to those in need. We strive to promote environmental sustainability and improve hygiene in Hong Kong and the rest of the world by reducing waste and providing access to affordable soap. We are committed to making a positive impact on the environment and the community we serve. So in turn, by recycling and revamping these soaps, we'd also be able to provide to those who might not be able to afford soap, as soap market they increase every single year. And I don't know if you saw our logo, but in our logo we have our tagline, which is revive, refresh, reuse, which relates to the 3 Rs, which is reduce, reuse, recycle. So we've kind of had a play on that, play on words.
Oh, some facts about soap and how we tie into the situation. Approximately 2.6 million bars of soap are thrown away in the US, and that causes an annual loss of more than 1 billion soap bars. And considering that the US accounts for less than 30% of the 15.7 million hotel rooms worldwide, the global loss each year is staggering. Recycling soap helps prevent this wastage. Empowerment. Under good management, the process of recycling soap and the tasks and processes that go into it they basically allow students and young people to be involved in important managerial and operational experiences. More on that, pneumonia and diarrheal diseases are the #1 leading cause of death among children among the ages 0 and 5, killing more children than HIV, malaria, and most other diseases combined. Yet most of these deaths are actually preventable. In many developing countries, it is prohibitively expensive. Soap recycling is a way to get soap that would otherwise end up in the landfill into the hands of those who need it the most. The revival process. So, revival of the used soaps. We start with revival of the used soaps with hotel chains in Hong Kong and the rest of the world. So first you peel off and you scrape the upper layer of the soap in order to remove the grime. And then it gets grinded and chopped in order to melt. And then after it's melted and sanitized, it gets put into molds, which are left to harden and they turn into bars. And the soap gets packaged and shipped back either to hotels for reuse or to another purpose, which I'll explain later. And even though these can be done by hands, the whole process can be industrialized with industrial boilers and autoclaves and steam sterilizing machines for sanitization.
The
Some,
key part.
yeah, you go.
The key partners we're looking to collaborate with are hotel chains. So nowadays, a lot of people are looking to be more environmentally friendly, and in turn, they look for hotels which participate in a lot of CSR, so corporate social responsibility. And we're also looking to collaborate with bigger soap and hygiene brands in order to work with them in order to sell these products as well as distribute them, and as well as environmental service groups, which will help in some sense possible funding of the creation of soaps, as well as the transportation, making sure these soaps get to those who need it in an affordable manner. And relating to that, we are hoping to open more of a non-profit company. Therefore, our main purpose would be to serve the society and make sure to reduce, reuse, recycle, or in our case, it would be revive, refresh, and reuse.
Okay, so for funding and our way to get the soaps. So for funding, a lot of big soap and fragrance companies, they have a really bad image in terms of their carbon footprints. And so we are kind of the way to solve that. They fund us and we buy all the things and we do the soap refreshing process and we give them the base soaps to use. And we send them back to the factories, which they use the base soaps to make the soaps that they would sell in their shops. And they could be sold as Ethic Clean by just say like Joe Malone, for example, or Joe Malone by Ethic Clean. And then the way that we would receive soaps from hotels, other than donations, is we would plan to make an Ethic Clean rating system, which is similar to the Michelin star system. And so we could try to work with other hotel web and booking websites like hotels.com or booking.com, and just keep track of which hotels donate how much and make a leaderboard. And on the website, we could show a badge, which for people that care about the sustainability of a hotel would be more likely to book it. And the resources from the funding would go into mainly 3 different parts: labor, industrial materials, and just other things. We would spend $10,000 around employing people in developing areas with good pay for the area. And that creates a high demand for jobs, which means a higher quality of work for people with the jobs. And that helps local economies grow and also helps us get the work done. Industrial materials, like I said before, the boilers from my research can be bought wholesale for around $2,000, $4,000. Autoclaves and steam sterilizers range from 2,000 to 1,000, and the molds that we need to finalize like the packaging process go anywhere from $500 to $5,000. And for the first part of the company, we don't really need to package the soap because we're directly distributing it to those luxury factories, and transportation costs would be around 1,000.
Okay, so for closing your remarks, investing in ethically is not only a socially responsible decision, but also a financially sound one. The company's vision and mission align with the growing global trend towards sustainability and social responsibility. With the increasing awareness of environmental issues and the increase in ecocentric viewpoints, consumers are being more conscious of their impact on the planet and are actively seeking a business that prioritizes sustainability, aka Ethiclean. Ethiclean's unique approach to recycling hotel soap bars also addresses the issue of hygiene and access to affordable soap globally. As a result, the company has the potential to tap into growing markets of environmentally conscious consumers, while also making a positive impact on the community it serves. So making sure these are affordable. So Ethiclean's cost-effective solution to recycling and repurposing these soap bars can provide a competitive advantage in the market as well. Overall, investing in Ethiclean is not only a socially responsible decision, but also a smart decision. And you might be wondering, where's our business model? Well, we have tested and we've made sure that it is possible to melt down soaps. This is a soap I made from melting down soaps. I carved my dad's name into it because it was a gift for my dad. And we'd also like to emphasize the plausibility of this company as nowadays it is really simple in order to connect with these hotels, and hotels and other hospitality businesses, they really are prioritizing and they see how important environmental sustainability is in recruiting and finding more customers. So we'd also like to emphasize the plausibility of making sure that Ethiclean becomes a really successful company in reaching its vision and mission statements.
We're open to questions.
Great. Thank you, guys. That was really nice and inspiring as well. Ethan, we'll start with you this time. Any questions?
Absolutely. Yeah. How much is a regular soap bar for a hotel to buy?
Okay. Well, wholesale, well, it depends. It ranges from like the cheap to like higher end soaps. So for like the lower quality, they can go for like under $1, and then the higher end and like most hotels go for
$3 approximately.
approximately.
Okay, cool, fantastic. How much after you do all of your recycling and then melting it down, setting it again, sending it back to the hotel potentially, how much is your bar?
Well, I
We're
think
aiming
oh, yeah, you go.
we're aiming to make it possibly less than $1 in a sense that we're focusing on sustainability and accessibility, as this would be a nonprofit company. So we aim to probably make it less than $1 to around $1 so in order to make it affordable to those who need it.
Absolutely. And can I just ask, need it is a very interesting term as well. I love the mission at the start where you mentioned that there's certain diseases and things like that that could be easily preventable from this. Does that mean, and yeah, I also know that your funded resources and that sort of thing only focus on larger soap companies and things like that to sell back to them as base soaps. So are you going to sell these bars of soap yourself as well as another distribution channel like B2C?
No, I think for the first stage, and how we look at the company right now, I think that it's much better just to give the base products and the base soap bars to the bigger companies, and they could sell. And instead of just selling it directly from us, we could grow our reputation from those bigger companies, which helps us grow the business because more companies would reach out to us and more hotels would also want to donate more.
Okay. Okay, interesting. I like that. So again, and this is just something for you guys to think about. I don't know the answer. And is the reality? How much will it cost those big soap factories to produce their own base soap? And therefore, let's say it costs them, I don't know, even if you sell yours back to them for whatever it is, 50 cents, if it costs them 20 cents to make a bar of base soap, why are they going to spend the extra 30 cents on yours? Yeah. Anyway, I'll let some of the other judges get in.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Ethan. Reeve, any questions?
Actually, Ethan asked all my questions. It's okay. It's okay. I think it's very basic. A basic question that I think we all gonna ask. I think is actually the cost of running it. I think the idea is really great. The initiative is pretty great as well. I think is the problem on the cost of running it, right? So you kind of like you have to collect from all the used soap from different hotels. And then you have to also have to arrange all the transportation logistic back to somewhere and to remake it. And then you have to ship it back to the factory of those big brands of the soup makers, right? So soap makers. So I think it's overall cost us as even asked, right? Really the cost of doing all that versus they make it brand new. I think is the what really are the difference between those? Are they willing if there's a premium on that? How much premium on those difference and whether they are willing to pay for it? I think is the big question mark at this moment. Yeah.
Okay, well, a lot of the things that we need to buy will just be covered by the business model itself. Like the soaps, they'll be donated for free, with a little fee for transportation. And the bigger costs and the bigger numbers for purchases for our company are all one-time purchases. So we won't need to like repeat them over and over again. And so if we can receive funding from, and if we can receive money and funding from not one, but like, let's just say 10 different companies all looking to use more renewable based soaps, we can afford and we'll be able to use those machines for basically free. And then the only things that we need to cover now are just maintenance, insurance, and then property taxes, which I think could probably add up to like $1,000 to $3,000 a month.
Adding on to that, we'd probably, if we were allowed, we would first start off with using our personal funds as an internal source of finance. And then once we start partnering with these bigger companies, we'd ask for possible loan capitals, so possible temporary loans that we'd be able to pay back over time.
Got it. Got it. So just other side question. Is there any other items from hotels that you guys can do recycle all together other than soap? So that maybe lowering the cost of doing everything?
I think we'll have to put more thinking into that, but yeah, I can give you an answer separately. But I think there probably are, but I think soap is the one that we see most fit for the situation.
We
Got it.
have
Got it.
considered taking other things such as the liquid soaps. However, we also thought about the plausibility of all of that and the transportation, the cost of everything, and we found that it would be best to start off as soap, and possibly in the future, if this company were to grow, we would be able to focus in more on, like, for example, if you go to hotels, oftentimes they constantly replace the tissue boxes or the lotions and all that. So once we get this company going, we'd be able to grow that and be able to afford more. We'd be able to afford the materials that are required in order to revamp these products.
Got it. Got it. That's all for me, but I think it's a great initiative that you guys are having.
Yeah, great. Any questions from you, Stephen?
Yeah, quickly. I think just one question. So I would assume the soaps will come in terms of different brands, different bases in which the soap has been made, sizes, shapes, etc. So how do you kind of go about that whole process of kind of boiling the soaps down into common soap base that can be used, right? Because like I said, each soap will pharmaceutically be developed in a different manner. So is there any sorting that you're going to have to do among soaps and then kind of bring it together?
Yeah, we don't actually need a lot of sorting because for the process, so when you boil it and then sterilize it with an autoclave or a steam machine, a lot of the scent and a lot of like the chemical properties that differentiate the soaps, are actually just sanitized out of it. And so when you're done with the process, a lot of the soaps are just plain soaps that still have the cleaning potential, just with no scent. And so yeah, after the process, basically they're just all the same, scentless soaps that can all be donated and given to a lot of the different companies to add scents to.
Sure. Thanks for that. Just the second and last question. I think your mission statements spoke about doing this in Hong Kong. So is the amount of leftover soap available in hotels in Hong Kong going to suffice for you? Or are you going to need a larger this thing? Because I think the data point that you shared with us from a research perspective was how it looks in the US. So have you looked at the availability of raw material in Hong Kong for yourselves?
When looking at Hong Kong, there are a lot, we've noticed from our research that a lot of hotels have been focusing more on sustainability, but however, they haven't done as much in relation to their soaps. So by collaborating with them, we'd be able to also potentially reach out to those in the US. And at the end, our goal would be to make this more global and in order to help more hotels and countries be more sustainable globally.
Sure,
adding
sure.
on-
Then in that case, just look at your transport cost, because I think then 10,000 from a transport cost perspective might not fit in from a budgeting. So you might have to look at that.
Oh yeah, sorry, just adding on to the last question. So US like property taxes and all that, and maintenance fees are a lot. And so although like our target market is the US, I think we're gonna start in Hong Kong or any other area in Asia just because it's much cheaper.
Sure, sure. And I think last comment, Ariel, I love the soap for your dad. So do kind of look at a B2C model as well and not just a B2B. I mean, maybe you will have to still convince a large pharmaceutical company to buy your base soap, but you won't have to do too much to convince me to buy that from you. Yeah, so do look at a B2C model as well. Thanks,
Thank you.
guys. Good, great job.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Great.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone. I'll just request everyone to come on screen while we just get the scores ready. And meantime, judges, if you all have some final thoughts for our kids while we put the scores together, that'd be great. Reeve, any thoughts from you?
I think you guys are all great. Definitely one of the best presentation that I've seen in your ages, really. So really great job, everyone. I really hope you guys to soon. Really want you guys to have the idea succeed. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I love the fact that you all are so sustainability focused and focused on underprivileged as well. That was music to my ears. And I'm really hoping that this generation can really do a lot of work to benefit uh, the lower privileged sections of society. It really warms my heart to see your focus over there. So let's make a change for them all together.
Yeah, folks, just again echoing what the other judge is saying, you guys are really thinking about some very interesting things at your age, and the fact that you're so socially conscious is always good thing. It's not never easy to obviously find solutions to these things. Otherwise, things happen already. But I'm really, really glad that you guys are sort of heading towards that, and it really puts confidence in the next generation as we go forward. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I really, really hope that you guys continue, no matter what happens today, to push forward with ideas that will help to continue to change the world a little bit. So I really appreciate that, folks.
All right. Thank you, judges, and thank you, everyone, for a good presentation. I can see there was a lot of hard work that's put in, and it really is paying off. And we have the scores ready. Are you guys excited to hear the drum roll? Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So we have 2 winners from this batch. In the second place, guys, we have Gold Quest. So congratulations and well done, boys. And in the first place,
Let's go.
Urvashi and Elise, well done. And congratulations to you. Very, very tough competition, guys. It was just like, all the 4 teams, but especially between the first 2, it was just like by a point or 2. So really, really well done. And any thoughts, any comments, feedback, anything? How do you feel, Urvashi?
Great. Thank you so much. We worked really hard.
Glad.
The home.
Josh, anything from you guys?
Super happy. Yeah, we worked really, really hard for it. Had a lot of long meetings for it too. So
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for your comments and
Definitely need to
and
subscribe
advice.
to Quest, okay? Yeah.
Yeah, and thanks so much for the opportunity to pitch this idea.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Gaia, Dalia, Jaden, anything you want to share, Ariel?
Congrats, guys. Good job. You guys deserve it.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Just want to take a quick moment to thank all the judges and parents for taking time out and being with us this morning, this afternoon. It's still morning for me, but afternoon is back in Hong Kong. And for everyone else in different parts of the world, I know some of us were traveling and all of that, yet we managed to do this. So thank you. It was really a very fulfilling presentation and felt really good. And yes, and we'll be in touch with the winners and with all of you as well. And we'll stay connected. Have a great weekend, everyone, and enjoy yourself. Bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.